Everybody knows all about ChatGPT and Grammarly, but what if I told you there's an AI tool that everybody is sleeping on, including me? Meet walterwrites.ai, the secret AI tool that makes essays better, smarter, and undetectable. Don't get me wrong, ChatGPT is great, but it often sounds robotic and gets flagged by AI detectors. Grammarly is also super helpful when it comes to fixing your grammar, but it doesn't make AI-generated writing sound natural. Why does this all matter? Because submitting AI-generated essays can often mean low grades, resubmissions, or even penalties. You don't want any of that. All right, guys, so let's dive into how this all works. We're going to start off by having ChatGPT write us an essay on the cultural impacts of the Cold War. Now, this essay is really good, but the problem with it is that it sounds super robotic and does not sound human at all. So we're going to copy that into Walter Writes AI, and we're going to go to Humanize AI text right here, and we'll just copy and paste that just like that. Let's switch this to university academic paper here, and then we're going to click Humanize and Scan. As you can see here, it rewrote this whole thing. Now we have a human sounding essay here that we can then use for our assignments. Let's go over a few of those improvements just to see what Walter Writes AI can do for us. Just in this opening sentence, the first thing that caught my eye was that it took spanning from the end of World War II in 1945 to the early 1990s, had profound cultural impacts on societies around the world. Having that awkwardly large phrase offset by commas there, certainly not something I would do. So as you go over here, you can see that Walter Wright's AI switched that and said the Cold War was a global conflict between two superpowers, blah, blah, blah. And that sounds a whole lot more natural. Then as we go on to this second sentence, it was not merely a geopolitical struggle between the US and the Soviet Union, but a demand, ideological, artistic, and intellectual dominance. Pretty cool. Little robotic there. It was much more than simply a two-pack competition for world domination, but a three-way war over who would author the ideological, artistic, and intellectual narratives. Much better sounding there. Walter Wright's AI really did a good job on that one, making that sound more like something I would do and also sounding a lot better. So that will certainly help as I continue writing this essay. Now let's go on to the final sentence here, just see how things changed. However, the legacy of Cold War cultural influences persists in contemporary film, literature, and political discourse, demonstrating the lasting impact of this ideological conflict on global culture. So, I like it, but it's also kind of fake sounding. There's something different about that you can sort of say, this is AI. But as we move on to this one, nonetheless, the Cold War cultural influences can be seen in today's movie and literature, as well as political discourse, illustrating the lasting impact of this ideological standoff on global culture. So, once again, it continues to wrap up the global culture talking points here and brings out a lot of specific examples such as movies and literature, but it does it in a way that sounds a lot more human and a lot better. So, we are going with this one. But this is also generated by AI, and this says it is human written, but if you don't trust that, here's what we're going to do. Let's copy this and we're going to put it into GPT-0, which is supposed to eliminate AI writing. So this will show us if our essay was written by AI or if it passes by these bypass detectors. So once again here, 13% probability AI generated. So this means they are moderately confident this text is entirely human. So what does that mean? Well, I know sometimes you can write a sentence, like I could have written any one of these sentences on my own, and it may detect it as AI generated just because of whatever algorithm they're using. So in this case, this is really, really good. 13% AI generated. Obviously, they're saying this is human here. So we have passed GPT-0. But if you do not trust that, let's go over to 0GPT. I know it sounds similar, but it is also an AI detector. And we will paste the same essay in and detect whether it was written by AI. And once again, we get our text is human written, only 12% AI. So, once again, here it's just taking this final sentence or two here and saying that, this might be AI, but the rest of it, meaning the other 88%, is fully human written. So nobody's looking at this and saying that this is written by AI. This is obviously saying our text is human written, so we pass both these detectors. I use ChatGPT to generate some ideas, but Walter Writes AI really makes these ideas sound like me. Now, I'm not the only one. Hundreds of college students and high school students have said the same thing. They're all flocking to Walter Writes AI because it helps turn their essays into human-sounding essays. That means better flow, better wording, and in the end, it means better grades. And that means a better life. And you don't want a worse life, you want a better life. Once again, Walter Writes AI is the hidden AI tool that you need. It helps you write smarter essays, bypass AI detection, and get better grades. What more could you want? So when you look up Walter Writes AI, this is the page you're going to come to. And first off, you can try a sample here with a 50-word limit. Or right here, you can start a free 300-word trial, no credit card required, and it will do all the same things as what I just showed you. That is all for free, and you can beat all the AI detectors. So you might as well get started and try it today. Unlock the power of Walter Writes AI. Try it for free today.